Report Network has a new and exclusive line of clothing. First up, the Jiu-Jitsu Rash Guard. This isn't just gear, it's a statement. A commitment to eco-friendly battles on the mats and waves. And for those who live by the bold champion spirit, we have something special. A line for men and women designed not just for the fight, but for life. Wear our bold champion spirit of Jiu-Jitsu Rash Guard confidently. Its striking design with golden figures in combat honors the enduring spirit of competition in martial arts. Pair it with our unisex mesh shorts, the perfect combo of style, comfort, and eco-conscious design for the modern warrior. And don't forget, our Jiu-Jitsu Bold Champion Spirit leggings. This attire is expertly engineered to channel the champion spirit in every move you make. Together, it's not just about looking good. It's about feeling the part and living the Jiu-Jitsu way, both on and off the mats. Meticulously crafted for the yoga studio, the gym, and beyond, blending style, comfort, and the heart of a champion. Wear your passion, embody sustainability, and elevate your practice. Join the league of athletes who wear their values as proudly as their belts. It's more than clothing, it's a way of life. Ringside Report Network, where champions dress for success, sustainability, and the spirit of the sport.
Attention to all professional wrestling fans and followers of the legendary Johnny Genesis North. We are releasing a must-have collection of Johnny North merchandise in our store at merch.ringsidereport.net, starting with our limited edition Johnny Genesis North 3/4 sleeve t-shirt. With a unique design capturing Johnny in action, this tee exudes raw energy and intensity through its versatile 3/4 sleeves for any weather. Stand with our legendary co-host, Johnny North. Make a bold statement in the wrestling community by getting yours today, exclusively at merch.ringsidereport.net.
Get ready to amp up your betting game with Ringside Report Network's latest knockout offer. We've teamed up with our pals at Bet99.com to bring you something that will shake up the betting world. Dave's Picks with boosted odds. Here's the lowdown. Normally you see odds like -200 over at Bet99, right? We hit up our buddies at Bet99 and worked out some magic. Suddenly those odds? They're looking a whole lot sweeter at -150. That's right, and we're all about getting you those exclusive, juiced up odds, only for the Ringside Report universe. So here's the game plan. We dish out the picks, and you keep those eyes peeled. You might see a number on Bet99, but hold up. Wait until Saturday morning rolls around. Thanks to those boosted odds we've snagged for you, those numbers will look much better. I'm all for Bet99 doing great, but let's not kid ourselves. We want to win big too. It's all in good fun, and hey, it's part of the thrill of the game. They're in on it, and we're in on it. It's all about having a blast while pocketing some extra cash. Ready to take advantage of those boosted odds? Go to the special Ringside Report Bet99 link on your screen. We're all about seeing how much we can boost the odds for you, our loyal viewers. And a huge thank you to Bet99 for their support of the Ringside Report Network.
Yes, indeed. It's Ringside Report MMA tonight on the show. UFC heading to Manchester. What's next for Alex Pereira and a UFC Fight Night preview?
Let's go!
Yeah, let's go. What are we waiting for? Everybody's here. We've got everything going. AJ's got all his issues settled. We're ready. We're ready to roll.
Man, oh man, Bell sucks.
Yes, you could say that again. But it's not just an internet issue you're having tonight. I mean, AJ's sound is obviously not great.
Not the best.
That's we'll deal with that over time, I guess. Fred, how are you?
I'm great.
Good. We have a fun show planned for you tonight. A potential move in weight classes for a former UFC world champion. UFC going to Manchester, which opens up a ton of problems in Manchester for that event and for the fans and maybe some of the fighters. And what's next for Alex Pereira? There's been some talk, there's been some chatter, and I want to get your thoughts on who we might see fight the UFC light heavyweight champion in his next outing. It doesn't look like UFC 301 is going to happen for Poatan Alex Pereira, which is very disappointing. I wanted to see him fight in Brazil. I wanted to see him headline that UFC Rio card, UFC 301 coming up next weekend. And for the first time in a very long time, we're not even going to do a watch-along because it's not really worth it. The card is an exaggerated fight night. It's one of the worst UFC pay-per-views I have ever seen on paper. The fights may deliver, but on paper, it's just pointless. I don't know how many buys they'll get. I'm estimating about 10. Not 10,000. 10. 10 guys are like, yeah, I guess.
I mean,
I'll be one of them.
There's probably at least 11 fights. That's 22 fighters. I would expect, each guy has at least 5 family members that will purchase it. So I don't know. That brings you up to like 110.
No, but Fred, you're talking purchasing is only on the pay-per-view. A lot of these people, if they're watching prelim fighters, no, that's only 5 fights, okay? So max,
10 fighters,
10 fighters, that's 10 buys right there, Fred. That's your 10 buys. Maybe a couple fans, so I'd say a dozen buys. It's a cousin
maybe times 5, man, for family and friends, like you said. But it's not a bad card, guys. I mean, it's not like...
Yeah, it is. Oh, did he just freeze out? Perfect.
Are important.
What happened? AJ, did you just freeze out?
I don't think so.
I think you did. I think Fred did too.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Fred froze out. Fred's coming back, but you froze out just at the perfect time because you said it's not a bad card, and then I said yes, it is, and then you started talking, but I didn't hear any of it, which is for the best, I think.
But if you look at the names, Dave, let's be honest, man. I mean, you got a Jose Aldo there. Okay, you got Anthony Smith. You got Michael Pereira, always exciting. You got Paul Craig, man. It's not a bad card. I mean, will it be a rush for pay-per-view? I don't think so. But it would make a great fight night card. That's no doubt about it.
Yes. It would make a good fight night card. But
not
for pay-per-view for $60, I don't think so.
It's harsh. I agree. They need a bigger headliner, that's for sure.
I'll tell you, it's not even about the $60. It's about me not wanting to go to bed at 2 a.m. for Steve Erzeg and Pantoja. That's the main event.
Pantoja.
So yeah, I ain't going to bed at 2 a.m. for those two guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm just not that interested. I'm not that interested in the fights. Paul Craig and Caio Borralho. I mean, the fight is a fun fight, but overall at middleweight, it doesn't mean a whole heck of a lot in the grand scheme of world titles, top 10, top 15 even. Michel Pereira versus Ihor Potieria. I mean, you said Michael Pereira. You didn't even mention his opponent because he's basically unknown. He's a good fighter, and I think he actually might win Potieria. but he's really unknown. This is a card for Brazil. This is a card for the fans in Brazil. This is not a card for us. This is not a card for the international audience. This is very Brazil heavy. Vitor Petrino taking on Anthony Smith. Jonathan Martinez versus Jose Jr. Aldo, who's been retired for, let's see now, 2 years, and now coming back because, I don't know, money? Who knows? He's coming back because it's in Brazil, and why not? Pantoja and then Steve Erceg is the main event. And I don't know who Steve Erceg is, and it's not a disrespect to Steve Erceg. He's just not a known fighter. He may be the next world champion at 125 pounds, but I couldn't pick him out of a lineup. So I just, I look at the card and I go, yeah, call me when UFC 302 comes around and we'll do a watch along for that. But UFC 301, miss me for that. Skipping it.
What is 302? I forget.
I don't know, but I'm sure it's better. Oh, it's Islam Makhachev versus Dustin Poirier.
Oh yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's
that's a
also
good one.
June. It's also June 1st, and I don't know if we'll be doing a watch along or we'll be out of town on
Oh,
the Ringside
that's true.
Report summer retreat.
Yeah, discuss all that.
We got to
That's
discuss
true,
the
man.
summer
That's-
retreat with AJ. So,
Listen, man, we could
are
watch
you
it
in
and
for
do
the
it live
summer
from wherever
retreat,
we are.
AJ?
What's that?
Are you in?
I'm in, man. For sure, I'm in.
Okay, because Fred and I were discussing, and we didn't know if you were 100% in, so we could make the bookings and we could book the Ringside Report
Babe,
summer retreat.
in a swim. I already got my bag packed. That's how in I am.
Cool. Fred, how we'll talk about it. But AJ, you're not gonna escape without something happening to you. Something's gonna happen to you.
What do you mean? What? For
Don't
sure,
worry.
man. I'm gonna
Fred,
come
you
with
know
my
it's-
costumes, everything, man. This is gonna
No,
be
it's
a
not
ringside report, man.
Not costumes.
What?
No Diddy. No Diddy. We're not talking about that type of weird stuff.
I can
We're
go
just
in
saying-
blackface. You want me to do that?
No, I'm just saying, me and Fred, what we're gonna be up to, and you're gonna have to get involved.
Take some
You know?
mushrooms.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you may have to eat something you're not used to eating. I'm saying you may be
Ain't eating dick, that's
you may
for
be
sure.
seeing some stars. You may be seeing more than stars.
Some portobellos or something.
Yeah, whatever. Just saying, AJ, we're
I
gonna
can make
take
a
you to
good pasta,
space.
dude.
We're gonna take you
I
to
can make
space.
a good pasta.
Sure, whatever.
Listen, man, get me those portobellos, man. They'll be eating like Napolitan style.
That'd be a good story for the show afterwards. It's gonna be good.
Listen, man, we'll do a watch along. Listen, we'll do a live watch along wherever we go watch the fights that night.
Yeah, that place will have Wi-Fi, right?
Of
Something?
course, man.
I guess so, but
Don't worry. Let
I don't
AJ
know.
do the itinerary. I'm gonna take care of it, boys. Don't worry about it.
we'll probably not be back in time for 10 p.m. man.
No, but we do it from there.
From the show over there, and you want to
Oh.
watch the UFC
Oh,
while we
oh,
watch
oh.
the
Oh, you're saying that we're gonna be at like a fight event while the UFC's
exactly.
happening?
That's not gonna be over by 10 p.m.
Really?
We won't. Yeah, it's gonna be over more like around 11.
Oh,
Last time it was over around 11, I would say. Yeah.
all right. All right. Well, we're planning a
We'll
big
we'll figure it
outing
out.
where we're gonna go out in the distance and we're gonna go to a jiu-jitsu event, and then after, because we're so far and it's gonna be so late, we're gonna rent some sort of house and we're gonna party or maybe just fall asleep because we're old men.
No,
The
man, I'm
Ringside
going
Report
hard.
summer retreat. It's pretty good. AJ,
This is team building. This is our team building, man.
yeah,
We need to find an Airbnb with mats. You think we could search that on the Airbnb?
Yeah, a
Jiu-jitsu
jiu-jitsu
mats.
Airbnb, so we could roll in the morning when we wake up.
That'd make a
Morning
good
rolls.
business, man.
Yeah.
That would make a good business, man. Lie
I'm
and
not
roll,
sure,
man.
AJ. How many people would actually, like me and you, would rent it? But after that, who else would rent that?
Listen, man, you never know, man. Around the world, dude. Like, look how many people come to clubs from around the world, man. Like weekly. I'm telling you.
Oof,
Could be
that'd be a big
something.
match. I want to watch that. I want to watch Fred versus AJ. I think Fred, I don't know, AJ. I think Fred maybe takes you at this point. I think Fred is ready.
He could for sure, man. He's the
I
one
think
who's
Fred
like
is the
the
new
most.
champ. Fred is the champ of Ringside Report now.
Well,
taking
look,
over.
he's putting in time on the mat more than me. So, like, you know what? The edge is to him, man.
Yeah. Let's see it. Put it on Instagram.
I know he's gonna go for leg locks.
I'm gonna make you
You know?
guys fight. We're gonna profit off of it. It's gonna be fantastic. I'm gonna be like Vince McMahon. Damn it! Yeah,
Or you know what? Listen, I got a better idea.
Fred, you're gonna be
Maybe
my
we
Hulk
could challenge
Hogan.
another podcast team. Maybe there's
All right,
another podcast team that's out there. We'll do it, man.
The
Do
room
that.
seems still
Why fight
available,
between
man.
ourselves?
Let's do it.
Oh, I'm gonna rent it.
Yeah, Fred's booking rooms. It's a house, right?
No,
I
let's
think
get
it's
an
more of
apart.
a condo apartment
Yeah?
type. Yeah.
Why don't you just get a hotel, dude? Fuck that. Like somewhere where we can mingle, man.
Was this the place with the pool table you were sending me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That looked all right. Let's do
Fees
it.
and everything, it comes up to 263.
Easy.
Whew.
Easy peasy.
Easy.
Right.
Done.
Maybe some of our sponsors could kick in. I'll call Bet99. Like, we'll promote them out there.
Holla holla. Angelo wants to know any updates on the Ringside Report softball team. AJ, any
Angelo.
updates?
Talk to the GM, Dave.
Yeah, AJ, you're the owner and I'm just the coach. You're the GM actually.
Man,
So I
I
think-
sent you all the info to you, man. I told you I had some
Yeah,
girls that
but
wanted
I-
to play on the.
Yeah, but you didn't send me any of the info for the other players that you said were going to be on the team. You never followed through with that, so I never followed through with the other part because I can't contact the league unless I know that we actually have players for a team. So we didn't seem to have enough players for the team because AJ couldn't get it together on his end.
Yeah. Blame it on AJ,
Okay,
Dave.
done. I just did.
Yeah. That's
Well, you
okay,
didn't send
Angelo.
me
We know
name.
who
I
screwed
didn't.
it up.
How am I gonna tell the league we have a team if we don't actually have a team? I'm gonna look dumb. No, that's irresponsible. I don't want to contact the league and be like, "We have a team." It's like, do you? It's like, no, we have 5 guys. We got like 6 dudes. Well, you need at least 3 women on the team. Yeah, we
Well,
don't. We
I
don't have any
told you, I
women that
had,
have
like-
signed up for the team.
I
I mean,
have
what do you
3,
want
man.
me to do there? Huh? I would like to have a softball team. It would be nice, but it would be way nicer if it was out of my hands. Like, I'll play on
Listen.
the team, but I don't know if I want to organize the team because it seems like a lot of work. And you do
So
it.
basically, we have good news and bad news for you, Angelo. The good news is the intention is there. The bad news is maybe next year.
I guess.
Listen,
I mean,
we might still be able to play like a it's kind of organized, non-organized, like, get together on a Saturday and go play softball. We could do that shit too.
Yeah,
Turn it
we
into
could
the ringside barbecue,
well, yeah, we could have the dream that I've had for many years, the Ringside Report Invitational, where we have an invitational softball game. And
So let's do that,
I hit a
man.
ball right at AJ's face or
Listen, man,
something.
don't mess with me in softball, man. Me and my brother were beasts in that. We're ready to go. My brother's coming too, man.
I gotta say, AJ, I can't imagine you're better than me at softball. Even though,
All right.
and I'll tell you something else. I have never played softball, and I'm willing
What?
I'm willing to bet that I'm better in all aspects of the game than you are.
Look, I can't throw as hard as I used to. I'll give you that much, because of
And
my
you
shoulder.
can't throw as
thing.
hard
But
as
man,
I
I can
used to
smack that
either.
ball, man. Like, man, it's on, dude.
I mean, we should really have a team just so I could prove how much better I am at baseball. than
Listen,
AJ.
but the invitational
AJ,
sounds
you know, I
good. Maybe
played
we can-
I played pretty serious baseball for most of my childhood up until I was
Yeah,
like
yeah,
18. I played for NDG. I was not bad. And I'm saying that humbly. I was pretty good. Like, I can't imagine you're better than me at baseball. I would be really surprised. Like, I have fundamental baseball skills. I was a baseball player. It's what I did every single day when I was a kid. Every day. All day. Constantly.
Listen, man, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna get a team together, and we're gonna have like a week, like an invitational with some other
God.
maybe sports Maybe the French network. We'll get like the French against the English
No,
network.
I don't want to do that.
How's that sound?
That's ridiculous.
Why?
I'm not doing because that's dumb, and I don't want to be involved in anything.
Oh
like
man,
that.
I tried, Angelo. I tried.
You tried some weird gimmick that's like some French channel. What are you even talking about? Doesn't even make sense. Fred, what's he saying?
Yeah, man, against the French wrestling podcast shows and all that, they could get a team together, and we'll get a team. Maybe ringside against Pat Laprade there, whatever his name is, and
I don't think. That doesn't seem. I don't know about that.
Listen, man, hear me out. Maybe we can do it.
I'm out.
Nah.
Angelo,
Aren't you busy enough already?
Yeah.
Who, me?
I feel like I am. I don't know.
Me too.
I got more time, Freddie. If you know
I
what I
don't
mean.
have that much time, and any time I have athletically, I'd like to spend on jiu-jitsu more than other things.
Yeah.
That's more my focus. But I'm willing to play softball because I do like baseball, and I was pretty good at it, and I like to play. I played as an adult too in like an adult hardball league, and they kept track of the stats. I hit 600 on the season.
What?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. I had like maybe the second highest batting average in the league. I was killing it. I've got a very good eye at the plate. I'm not swinging at anything that isn't a strike. I got a really good eye. I could walk like a motherfucker. I can steal bases. I'm not that fast, but I know how to steal bases. It's like there's an art to it. I just know the game of baseball. Like I know the ins and outs. I know the tricks.
Listen, man, I'm going to say this. If anybody's listening from another network who wants to challenge ringside, let's do it. It's a one game. We'll get the team, man. Let's do it. It could be a podcast. It could be like some soccer show, the hockey guys, some strip joint that wants to play against us. We're in.
Yeah. I'm in.
But
I don't think it'll happen. It's just
report.
AJ talking. So, AJ, actually, Fred, Alex Pereira, he's been talking about a potential opponent and what to do, and people have been calling him out because people want fights with the champion. He's a UFC light heavyweight champion. He just knocked out Jamal Hill. He's not fighting at UFC 301, unfortunately, despite the fact that he wanted to, and it looks like the UFC is going to save him for something later this year. What that will be is anybody's guess. So let's guess, because we're just about anybody. Muhammad Ankalaev wants a shot. Do you go with Magomed, or do you push Pereira up to heavyweight for a potential bout with Tom Aspinall? If you had a choice, if you're Dana White, what are you doing?
So, repeat, when are you saying Pereira will fight approximately? Because right now Aspinall has a fight scheduled with Blades. So,
Does he really?
Aspinall, isn't he fighting on that Manchester card against Curtis Blades?
I didn't know that was official. I heard it was a rumor, but I don't think that fight, I don't think any fights are actually official for UFC 304. They are doing a show in Manchester on July 27th, but Curtis Blades is not the opponent that I know
So it's just a rumor for now, but I think that's the rumor I'm reading that they're planning on making then. And if that's the case, then Pereira should probably fight at 205. But hey, if they make Pereira versus Aspinall, I'm down. Do that in Manchester. That's a great main event.
That would be huge. I don't know if you want to throw Pereira in there in a tough fight in the guy's hometown. It's kind of a rough deal for Pereira. There was talk of, Pereira saying he wants to fight soon. Magomed wanted to fight Pereira in Abu Dhabi in like October, I think. But Pereira doesn't want to wait that long. The problem is for Pereira is that the UFC doesn't seem very interested on a fast turnaround for him. Because if you look at their pay-per-views and what they have lined up, if there was ever a need for a fast turnaround for a star like Pereira, it'd be UFC 301. But they passed on that. That's next Saturday. So it's not happening. UFC 302 is already set. They've got Islam in the main event against Dustin Poirier. They're not going to add Alex Pereira to that. They got Sean Strickland against Paulo Costa in the co-main event. That card is good. They're done with that. UFC 303 is Conor McGregor.
Yep.
International Fight Week. I mean, they're not adding Pereira to that. That's Conor's card. That's Conor's money. He's drawing the whole thing, and he's going to draw more than anybody else. And then you have UFC 304, end of July, Manchester, England. And I think that's a really tough ask to throw Pereira in there against Tom Aspinall for the world title, jumping up in weight against the heavyweight champion. When you were fighting a middleweight a year ago, all of a sudden you're going to fight the heavyweight champ in his hometown. Hey, Pereira's a gamer. Pereira's one of the best ever. If there's a guy to do it, it would be him. But that Curtis Blades fight makes a lot more sense to me. Blades has a win over Aspinall. It was a TKO because Aspinall's knee blew out in the fight, so it's a win, but it's not really a win. You'd want to avenge that in front of your people in Manchester. The Blades-Aspinall fight makes a whole lot more sense, and I really think, Fred, they're going to go in that direction for the end of July. So now we're talking August, UFC 305, wherever that may be. And I think that'd be the earliest that you could do a Pereira fight. So this is a guy who fought, last week, couple weeks ago, mid-April, early April, and he wanted to fight early May. They say no, and now he's going to have to wait till at least the end of the summer. I mean, if you're Pereira, you might be a little annoyed. You're telling them you want to fight, you want to stay active, you're the champion. You understand the business decisions and everything, but if you really do want a fast turnaround, if you are really itching to keep it going, you're not getting any younger. You want these fights, you want these paydays while you can get them. You want these wins while you can still get them. I don't know. I think it's an interesting situation that the UFC is having here with Alex Pereira, who's clearly a big star for them. They had him headline their biggest event maybe ever, UFC 300. He was the main event. You'd want to keep that guy happy. Double champ could be the first triple champ in the history of the sport. You want to keep that guy happy.
Or I think any sport for that matter. But I'm going to tell you something. He still has to be medically he's got to get the medical okay. Like if he doesn't get that, because he broke his toe before the Hill fight and then he broke it again during that fight. Hopefully that happens in May, or else that's not going to happen, right?
Dave, 304 August, time flies. That's 4 months away, man. So let's say a fight gets that's a full camp, man. That's not too bad, man. I mean, if it gets announced that he fights at 304 or 305, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, 305.
One or the other, whatever. I'm okay with that. He would want to fight maybe a little earlier, but 4 months, 5 months, that's a training camp, man. So, I mean, it's okay.
Yeah, but he's injured at this point, Fred. Okay. And he's got to get the medical okay, man. If he doesn't get that, he can't do anything, right?
Is he injured? What does he have?
His broken toes.
So why is he saying he's ready to go now?
He wants to go now, but until the medical team gives him the okay, it won't happen.
I mean, if we see him in August, it's not too bad, I feel. August or September at the latest. That's good, man.
How about October?
That would be good.
It's not too bad also.
In Abu Dhabi.
Most champions that fight twice in a year, in a calendar year, we're pretty lucky when that happens. It's not
it's true.
Not every champion does it these days. A lot of these guys fight every 8 months, 12 months. So for him to give us 2 fights in the calendar year, he's been super active. I know he likes being active, but as a fan, I'll be all right. And I think he'll be all right also, man. Gives him a little more time to prepare, especially if he goes up to heavyweight, man. Take your time and do that in a proper way. Don't try to rush your way to heavyweight.
Is that the fight? Is it Aspinall?
I don't know, man.
I mean, what do you think it's going to be?
If it's Aspinall or John Jones, I would love it. other than that, I'm not really interested in him going to heavyweight right now. If he goes to heavyweight, I want him to get a title shot right away.
Mm-hmm.
And if not, man, it's 205, and it's, I don't know, Yuri or Ankalaev. Those are the two guys. Yuri maybe has a little edge because he has like such an exciting fighting style that maybe, you know, people want to see that rematch. Whereas Ankalaev, very great fighter, very technical, etc. But he's had a couple of snoozers where people are maybe less like wanting to see him. So I think Yuri would have maybe the edge on getting that fight. But those are two great fights, man. Ankalaev or Yuri would be great for Pereira.
Yeah, but you got to go all the way
And
to
if I
Abu
were to
Dhabi,
bet,
right?
I think that's what's going to happen. I think Aspinall's going to fight Blades, and I think Pereira's going to stay at 205.
Yep, I think so too, and I think it's gonna be Ankalaev. I would give Ankalaev the edge.
don't
You guys
think
know
so.
I'm a big Ankalaev fan, but just because I think, you know, we've seen Yuri and Pereira just kind of stopped him. Yuri didn't really seem to have the answer for Pereira, and I didn't see much in that last Yuri fight that made me think, oh, he's changed and he's different. I mean, he fought the same. He just won against Rakic. It just worked. And with Pereira, it seemed to not work. And I'd like to see a fresh matchup for Pereira. I'd like to see Ankalaev, but if he doesn't want to fight till October and he doesn't want it anywhere else but Abu Dhabi, like, I don't know if that's gonna go down. But I would like to see the Ankalaev Pereira fight, or Pereira fight Aspinall. I mean, I really think Pereira Aspinall is the move. You know, I think that's the move, but I think they're gonna give Aspinall somebody like Blades and continue to build Aspinall, and they'll give Pereira somebody like Ankalaev and see where it goes.
Listen, Pereira's been expressing that he's not interested to fight like Magomed in Abu Dhabi. That's one thing he doesn't want to do. And you got to think of a lot of factors. I mean, you know, just the change, you know, going into that country, there's so many factors that is not going to be on his side. I mean, most of the time he's going to be training in Brazil or maybe the United States, where Magomed could spend like literally half a year in Abu Dhabi training with all of like Team Khabib, man. It's a different thing. Pereira right now is not, he doesn't want to go to Abu Dhabi. He doesn't want to take on that fight. That's why I can see Tom Aspinall being a better matchup than, come on, Blades, let's be honest, man. I'd rather see Tom Aspinall against Pereira. I think that would be crazy. But like I said, man, he's got he has fractured toes. I don't know. I'm saying two, it could be more. You know, until he gets the okay, which will be sometime maybe in May, you know, it's going to be tough, man. We might not even see him fight this year.
Yeah, I guess he does have broken toes. I don't know if he's okay now. We'll see.
Not yet.
But yeah,
You didn't
hopefully
get
we see.
the medical okay.
Yeah, hopefully we see Pereira fight again soon. Lior says Pereira can fight Aspinall after he loses the title to Ankalaev. Rough. I like it. I think it's possible.
But it's
I
gonna
think
be
it's.
tough,
I think
man.
Ankalaev is a tough fight for everybody at 205. Everybody.
Yep.
He's got a tough style. He's very well rounded. It's a good fight. It's a really good fight. Shout out Lior. Shout out Angelo Contagonis, members of the team over at join.ringsidereport.net, supporting the channel. Appreciate you guys checking in. We mentioned Yuri Prohaska. I heard he's moving down to 185, which is crazy because he's a problem at 205, former champion. You would expect him to be a real force at middleweight too, right? Apparently he's not a huge light heavyweight, and he walks around kind of where he fights, and there's talk that he's going to move down to 185. Is there a matchup at 185 you'd want to see with Yuri Prohaska? I mean, there's a few, right? I mean, him and Whitaker would be fun. Him and Strickland would be interesting. Him and Costa,
man.
right?
Yeah,
I mean, the
there's a lot,
title
man.
scene is already like pretty busy because Duplessis, you know, he either has like Israel or a rematch with Strickland. But Yuri should be, if he goes down, he should be getting a fight that with a win probably gets him a title shot. So if it's Izzy and Duplessis, maybe you give him Strickland. If it's Duplessis and Strickland. Maybe you give him Izzy. Whitaker is fighting. Who's Whitaker fighting? They announced Costa. No, Whitaker's fighting.
I don't know. Strickland's fighting
Khamzat.
Costa. Strickland's fighting Costa. Yeah. Is Whitaker? Oh yeah, Whitaker is fighting Khamzat, right? That's bananas.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't know. Maybe the winner of that would be great for Yuri. Whoever wins Khamzat and Whitaker.
I don't know. When is that Khamzat fight? That's the fight I need to see. When is this fight? Khamzat, June 22nd, UFC on ABC. Ooh, that's going to be on TV, guys. See, this is a thing we could do a watch-along for. This card, it's probably going to be on at 8 o'clock, Fred, okay? And the fight night is going to be sick. It's Whitaker Khamzat, Pavlovich versus Volkov, Johnny Walker versus Volkan Ozdemir, Kevin Gastelum versus Daniel Rodriguez, all announced so far. I mean, they could have a very nice, main card from 8 to 10 p.m. on ABC that will feature Robert Whitaker and Khamzat Chimaev in the main event. That sounds like a watch-along for the Ringside Report Network right there. Sounds like a nice one.
That sounds great, man.
Yeah.
Hey, Dave.
That's the fight card where you...
Magomedov.
Sorry, go ahead, Fred.
That's the fight card where you should add a Pereira, man. Put him on a free card. Make him an even bigger star.
Yeah.
That will happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. It won't happen. Not now.
And that's in Saudi Arabia, too. Oh, so it might even be, that's going to be like afternoon, early evening, maybe.
Yeah,
5 o'clock.
Afternoon, there are issues, man.
Yeah, children in the afternoon get in the way. But still, I don't know. Get grandparents to take over. You come over here, we have a little barbecue, and we watch the fights, maybe party.
Now you're talking. Bud.
Could be. Saudi Arabia is always a good time because it's in the afternoon, which is nice. WWE's given me a couple afternoon shows in May. They got Backlash May 4th, same day as UFC 301. So, why do a watch-along? I'm doing a Backlash post-show, and it's going to be in, the afternoon, evening. Because Backlash is in... Do you know where Backlash is in, Fred?
Enfant de la patrie.
That's right. It's not even in Paris. It's in Lyon. Backlash in Lyon.
Allez, l'OL.
That's right. And that's taking place next week, so that's going to be fun. And then at the end of May, they're doing the King and Queen of the Ring in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. So they're going to be back in Saudi at the end of May. So a lot of afternoon shows coming up in May for the WWE, which I really appreciate. Really like that. All right, guys. Did you see Ryan Garcia troll everybody in boxing? Was that trolling, or is he just bananas and also good at boxing? I'm not really sure what to make of it. I didn't see the fight. I just saw some interviews. I saw some clips, and I saw that he won. And then when I saw he won, I was like, the guy who seemed like he was losing it progressively won, and he's saying it was all a big plan. It was all this ruse. If it was, honestly, hats off to him. Unbelievable, because he really pulled something off there.
Well, even his fight was amazing. I mean,
Fred doesn't think it was a ruse. You think he's legit bananas?
Yeah, he's probably a little. I think he has some substance issues, if you really want to be honest. And unfortunately, and look, props to him, man. He won. He was the underdog. I only saw the highlights. I've been seeing him trash talking because when it comes to boxing, my favorite analyst is Steve Kim, and him and his father Ryan Garcia's father have been going at it on the internet, and it's been pretty good. Where Steve Kim said, "Hey, your greatest accomplishment is having a kid that's a champion." So props to you. But anyways, look, man, Ryan Garcia, he's a star, man. I'm not sure if he's championship level where. He's not Floyd Mayweather. He's not the guy that's going to go undefeated, and he's not even Manny Pacquiao or anything like that, but he brings a lot of eyeballs, and good for him, man. People like those types of stories, and as far as his mental health, I wish him the best, man, because he does seem to be a little bit out there.
But he's saying that it's all an act.
I think, you know what, Fred? I'm going to tell you something. it is an act to some extent. I mean, the guy was performing, to hype up the fight. He might be a little bit like bananas, but I think he played the game really well because in the ring, man, when you saw the fight, he took this guy apart, man. He dropped him. He took him apart. Like, you couldn't even touch Garcia. That's the thing with him. He's a good-looking kid. He's young.
Pounds also.
He has a lot of talent. Maybe, yeah, big deal. It's not gonna listen. 3 pounds is gonna do shit in reality.
No,
All it
the
does
last
is
3
just
pounds are the hardest ones to lose.
Like,
and also,
they are, but
he didn't tell anybody. Everybody was at the weigh-in, and nobody knew he was gonna miss weight. And all of a sudden, he got on the scale, and everybody's like, "Oh, okay." Like, when you're gonna miss weight and you're a professional, you're gonna tell your opponent, "Look, like, I'm not gonna make it. This is what's gonna happen." And your opponent, he could decide to keep on cutting weight or whatever. But yeah, when they got to the weigh-in, nobody expected him to miss weight, and whoops, he missed weight. So I don't know. He's kind of not much of a professional. Likes to
it could be a cheap
say praise Jesus while
talking,
calling people bitches and all that. So I don't know, man. He seems a little hypocrite. Just my 2 cents.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what to make of him because I really didn't follow it that closely. I just kind of saw it from a distance and thought, what the hell is going on there? Some of these things in the world are just not really easy to explain, and that was one of them. I didn't get it. I also don't get this fight night coming up on Saturday because it's like, hey, you think the pay-per-view sucks next weekend? Wait till you see this shitty fight night we have for you. Because this fight night is like, what? It's not what I would call a strong UFC fight night card. It's not that ABC card in Saudi Arabia, right? This is not as good.
Yeah, you're right.
It's UFC Nicolau versus Perez. It was supposed to be Manel Cape, but something happened. He got hurt. And now Alex Perez steps in to fight Mateus Nicolau in the main event, a flyweight fight. Jeez. Then we have in the co-main event Ryan Spann. Ryan Spann versus Bogdan Guskov. Ariane Lipski against Karini Silva. Jonata Diniz takes on Austin Lane. Jonathan Pierce takes on David Onama. And Tim the Dirty Bird Means takes on Uros Medic. And Tim Means is the only guy I really know here. And that's because he's been fighting in the UFC since 2012. So it's hard not to know who Tim Means is. But the rest of the names I mentioned, I could have been making up, and none of you would have any idea. Alex Silva versus Super Crazy. Come on.
Mateus Nicolau.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, these are the fights that you just pick whoever, man, and if it comes out, you could win some good money.
I don't really have a parlay.
Fred doesn't have a parlay. I don't think I have a parlay either, honestly. I don't know. There's really not much.
I'll go with a parlay that's going to lose, okay? I got a parlay that's going to lose. I'm going to go with 2 veterans that I know, Tim Means and Ronnie Yaya, but they're both huge underdogs and they're both going to lose. But, hey, that's my parlay.
Team Fred parlay coming at you. I like the effort from Fred's parlay. It's like, fuck it. Let me give you some shitty picks. And I'm going to put them on the screen so we can all see them, Fred. We can all see them. It might be my parlay, too, because I don't really want to do a parlay for this card. This card sucks so bad. This is the UFC 300 hangover. All the good fights that they...
UFC.
Yeah, like all the good fights they had at UFC 300, they stacked for UFC 300. Now they have nothing left. These are the scraps. The scraps is what we're living through in the early parts of end of April and early May. We're living through the scraps of UFC 300. Here's whatever we have left, Brazil. Enjoy UFC 301. Hey, did you like UFC 300? Yeah, well, here's some shitty card. That's a fight night at the Apex. Did you see NXT? WWE NXT was going to run one of their special events in the Apex? Why would you do a show in a dead arena? What the hell? Okay, Fred, your parlay is unbelievable. What the hell just happened? I didn't do that. That just happened. Whoa.
I told you, man, there's hackers. You didn't believe me, eh?
Shut up, man. You don't know what a hacker is. Here's Team Fred. $20 gets you $273.25. It's a Ronnie Yaya, Tim Means parlay. They're huge underdogs. If they both win, you could cash in huge with Team Fred. 20
Man,
gets
Ronnie
you
Yaya, that's what we went
293.
with Fred.
20 gets you 293, 25. 293.25.
Freddie, if that comes up, man, I'll be impressed because fucking Yaya is like 39 years old. He's so slow for a 39-year-old, and he got knocked out by Montel Jackson.
They're both going to lose.
Yeah.
Man, he got knocked out by Montel Jackson, Fred.
This is how we do.
This is how we do. Good timing, Dave. And AJ didn't get the reference. That's awful.
No. I'm just looking at, man, knockout. You probably got knocked out by Michael Jackson too, man. There you go.
I wish I remembered the rap.
This is how we do it. It's Friday night, and I feel alright. The party's here on the west side, so I reach to my 40 and I turn it up. Designated driver, get the keys to my truck. Because I'm faded. Money that we made it. It feels so good in my hood tonight. And I better just the guys in Canine. Don't forget about the drive-by. You gotta get your groove on before you go get paid. So tip up your truck and throw your hands up and let me hear the party say, I'm kinda buzzed and it's all because this is how we do it. South Central does it like nobody does. And I'm to get my flavor. Tip the track, bring the old school back. This is how we do.
Bravo, man. Bravo.
I have a few talents, and that's one of them.
Born when we need him. Not bad, man.
I know most of the lyrics to "This Is How We Do It" first verse. You could tell there was some stuff. I'm like, I don't know. I like what he says. The guys in Kanai. That's Carl Kanai he's referencing, which is like stuff I used to wear. I used to have this dope Carl Kanai jean suit. It was like the black Carl Kanai jean jacket with the jeans to match. So fresh, man. So fresh. Carl Kanai. Fred, did you have any Carl Kanai? Did you have any Fat Farm? You had Avarex, though.
Fat Farm?
You had Echo?
Because I'm a little older than you, so what was cool back when I was the Tommy Hilfigers, and then you had like the Nauticas, and you had the Polo and all that. Yeah.
Freddie,
that's like a little
quick
bit.
Story.
Yeah. See, for me, it was like Fat Farm, all brands that like don't even exist anymore. Rockaware, Fat Farm, 555 Soul, Carl Kanai. You know, it was like post Fubu. Fubu kind of opened the door, and then all the brands came after it. State Property, there was everything. That was a great era of clothing.
Listen, Freddie, Tommy Hilfiger, you know how I know him? Because I had a little altercation with him one time. I thought he was stealing my jean jacket, and it's a lot like, yeah. So that's where he goes. AJ got into a little scuffle with Tommy. He was a dweeb, anyways.
Total dweeb. I don't like Tommy Hilfiger. I think he's a racist.
I thought he was stealing my jean jacket. It's a long story,
was,
but
bro. Okay.
Yeah, that's
so
where
do
it
you have a
went
parlay for this card, AJ, or can we just move on?
Of course,
Are we
man.
done? All right, what do you got for me, Jabroni?
If Freddie's comes out, I'll be impressed. Yeah, so I'm going to go with Matheus Nicolau, man. Alex Perez is on a 3-fight losing streak. Mind you, he lost to Figueiredo Pantoja, and he lost to Ankalaev. But And Nicolau is on a 6-fight. Well, he lost his last one, but he was on a 6-fight winning streak just before that. So Matheus Nicolau. Then I'm going to go with Ryan Spann over the Bogdan.
I don't know. I like that Bogdan.
Then I'm going to go with. You do?
I don't know.
All right.
No?
The Russian scene fighter who got like smoked by Ozdemir. If he gets taken down by Ryan Spann, it's going to be, which is going to happen. I think it's going to be an ending for him.
I got
especially
Bogdan.
if Spann is in shape. If he's in shape, hey,
Bogdan.
you took Bogdan.
Guskov.
All
I'm
right.
going with Bogdan. All right, whatever. Give me your
Yeah,
parlay.
but he has he's a lot of
Whatever.
power, but he has terrible striking defense, man. Okay. So I'm going to go with Ryan Spann, and then I'm going to go with Karin.
Okay.
Even though Lipsky is pretty solid, man.
Yeah, I think Lipsky's going
And
to win
that's
that
it,
fight
man.
too.
Oh, no, you know what? No, I'm going to throw in another one. I'm going to throw in, I'll take Austin Lane, man.
Okay.
Even though he
Austin.
lost against Tappa.
And he's an underdog, so there you go.
That's
the
it.
Team AJ parlay looks a little something like this. At 215, it's Ryan Spann minus 200. It's Karine Silva minus 150, and it's Matheus Nicolau in the main event minus 180. A $20 parlay pays out to 245 over at bet99.com. It's a plus 1125 parlay from Team AJ D'Alessio. Nicolau, Silva, Spann,
I like
and
that.
Lane. Got to
This is
span
gonna
that
come
lane,
out, man.
baby.
I can feel it. These are the cards that I win.
He's feeling it. AJ is feeling it. And I'll give you a quick parlay. It's going to be Bogdan. No, not Bogdan.
Ooh.
I think my parlay is going to just give you a weird parlay. I'm going to go with this card is really tough. There's just nothing. There's nothing
tough,
to go
man.
off of. There's nothing to do. It's just terrible. I don't know if I'm gonna even watch this thing. You know?
Come on, Dave.
I don't know. It's
Just do it.
pretty bad.
Do it.
All right, I'm gonna go with what's the women's fights on this? Let's just pick some women's fights. I'm gonna go
Aaron Lipsky against Karen Silva.
Yeah. All right, I'll go with Lipsky. I'm gonna go with Lipsky and Nicolau.
Don't give me whip.
Lipsky and
And
Nicolau.
Nicolau.
It's a 2-fight parlay, and I think they'll probably both win. So it's not bad, actually. It's a 2-fight parlay. It's Lipsky plus 130, Nicolau minus 180. 20 gets you 71.56.
All right.
Yeah, all right.
That's
fine by me. You got a problem with that?
Yeah, okay. If you feel confident with Lipsky.
Yeah, I feel confident with Lipsky. You got to feel confident with Lipsky.
Yeah, considering that Karen Silva is like all her 3 UFC fights.
Putting you on notice.
But Lipsky has won 3 in a row, you know, as well. So she's been improving. So it's an either-or fight, man. It depends. This is an either-or.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm going with Lipsky. I think she's going to win. Johnny North says Fubu. I think he just
Fubu?
wanted to say Fubu.
The
I
hell?
think he's just throwing
The furry
brands out
things
there. You know?
No, it's a brand. I thought it was a furry, like, you know, one of those little furry toys.
You don't know what Fubu is?
Furbies.
Fubu. You never seen that?
What are you swearing, man?
You don't know what Fubu is?
I don't. Listen, man.
Fred, you know what Fubu
Even
is.
though I got a scuffle with Tommy, that's just like I'm going more with like Freddie wear, you know?
Fred, you know what that is.
Of course, I
right?
know what Fubu is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm really surprised you don't know what that is, AJ. It's a
course I do.
clothing brand. It was like very big. No?
Where?
AJ is really, he's just
In the States,
not
probably.
a part of the same world. It's we live in different worlds, AJ. Like totally different worlds.
I'm more like a Buffalo jeans, Levi's, you know, that kind of stuff, you know? You know,
Yeah.
Tommy maybe, you know?
You're from
Old
the
River, back in the
1970s.
days,
You're from a
polo,
different era.
that kind of stuff.
You're from the 70s. I'm from the 90s. It's like a different, you know? It's a little bit different. We have different
the 90s
tastes.
was pretty gay, but it's okay.
It's
Yeah,
not appropriate to say, AJ. That's really, you shouldn't have said that.
no, I know.
was-
It's just like it's a time
You
when
went
it
too
was like
far.
it wasn't great, man.
90s was fantastic, man. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Yo. I miss
Yeah.
the 90s.
Nothing better than the 80s.
Yankees won the World Series like every year. And the Expos still existed. What a time to be alive, man. Wow.
The Canadians won
Wow.
their Stanley Cup. I'll give you that much too.
So last
They
time
did
they
win it
won
in
it,
the
early
90s.
90s too.
Last time.
Early 90s.
Yeah. I'll give you that much. But other
How they
than that,
doing
man,
this year? How they doing? Are they still playing?
not good, dude. It's over.
Nope.
It's over.
Finito. Golf season, man.
They didn't make the playoffs.
Oh, it's playoffs now? Already?
Yeah, man.
Damn.
Let's go, Toronto.
Toronto's in the playoffs? They're gonna lose. Don't they always lose? Aren't they like
There's
There's
perennial
4
chokers?
Canadian teams.
Toronto reminds me of like England in soccer.
Yeah, man.
Like no matter how good of a team they have, it's like, yeah, but they're not actually gonna win, right? Come on now. Be real. It's like England in the World Cup.
Yeah.
Like sometimes they're like, wow, they got a team, or the Euro. It's like, oh, they're gonna do it, and then nah, they don't even make the
Boom.
finals. They
Done.
lose in the semis, at best.
They couldn't bend it like Beckham. That's the problem, man.
It's weird, man, because you figure England, they got so much love for the game, and they got so many big teams and money and everything behind it. You would figure their national team could pull it together once in a while, but like they always seem
And
to
then they
kind of
fizzle, man. I know.
they trip over themselves to lose. It's like they don't. It's not even like the other teams beat them, like they beat themselves, and I feel like the Maple Leafs do that too. Like I don't watch hockey, I don't pay attention, but like I see what people say about them, and it seems like sometimes they have good teams, but they just find a way to lose somehow, and no one really believes in them. Is that the case? I've seen England play soccer more than I've seen the Leafs
More or
play
less.
hockey, But it seems like they lose all the
Look,
time.
I like
They're
watching
like
England
chokers.
play, man. Yeah, like they're always, you're right, and a lot of English fans can agree with you. It's like just when you get to it, like you have like the best team out there,
Yeah.
and then they just fizzle going into the finals, it's like
Weird.
it just doesn't make sense. England should have won it a few times where you're like, England has this beat. I'm going to put my money down on England because they're going to win the Euro or the World Cup, and then they just
Yeah, and
fizzle
then-
out. And you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
They
that's
had
it.
the
It's
best
weird.
pitch, man.
It's weird with
You know,
England.
it doesn't
Like you
make
would
sense.
think they would have pulled it together at some point, but just every time they're out there, you're like, yeah, they're doing well. They're doing well. They're winning games. They look strong, and then they have one game, and then, it's elimination, and it's that one game, or they go to penalties and they just completely botch it, and you're like, wow, there it is.
They
It
just
happened
don't
again.
have as
Yep.
much talent as France or Spain or some of these other countries.
It's a fair point. It's also a very fair point. But Greece won a Euro. You never
Oh,
know,
yeah.
man. Things happen.
Well, we're going to be watching a few Euro games this year, man. We're getting
Yeah.
together to watch a few, I'm sure.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy, man. I've already got my flags outside on my balcony. AJ goes fast, man. I'm already flying them, man.
Wow, Italy
You know
actually
that.
qualified for this tournament?
Oh, man, what are you trying to insult us?
Well, you
Trying to
didn't
get
qualify for the
disrespectful
World
there,
Cup
Dave?
last time, so I mean, I'm surprised.
Listen, we
Good for
won the
you.
Euro not long ago. Just to remind you.
Yeah, I guess.
You know what I mean? There's
You
a
didn't-
Netflix
weren't-
series on them, just to
I
let
mean,
you know.
France
You
did
wanna watch it?
win a World Cup more recently than Italy, though. Just to make
Yeah,
it
but
clear,
just to
France
let
has
you
won
know.
a World Cup more recently.
Yeah.
Argentina
yeah,
won
point.
the last one, which was annoying. But you know who was in the finals with them? France. And Italy didn't even make the tournament, which is crazy.
Well, they didn't make a few tournaments, man.
Yeah.
2 World Cups in a row, man. Come on.
Yeah, they just
You don't
don't
think
have
we're
the
fit?
talent like they used to.
They do this year, bud. Oh,
All
yeah.
right. Well, good luck to you. I hope Italy does well. It's always fun to see Italian people go
We'll
bananas for
watch a
soccer.
few games.
You guys really like it. You guys really enjoy it. I see you, AJ. You're loving it. You go crazy for it. All my Italian
man, it was
friends
a
always go
two-time-
bananas during the World Cup or the Euros. They love it. They love it. Soak it up. All right. That's why it's fun to make fun of you guys, because I know you love it so much. So that's why people take it out on me with the Yankees. And I saw even in the chat that the Yankees were down 3-1. Thanks, Johnny North. There it is. Yeah, I know. I'm watching the game. I have the game on right now in front of me. The Yanks are down 3-1. Bottom of the 8th, 1 out. Gleyber Torres.
I mean, they're 5-5 in their last 10, man. They were pretty hot early, but back to reality, Dave.
Yeah, I know. The hitting has been not great. And
I think Aaron Judge is struggling also, huh?
He hit a 2-run homer last night, though. So he's
he
starting
sucks.
to pull it together, but he doesn't suck, Fred. He obviously doesn't suck. He's just struggling early in the season.
You guys should trade him.
I don't think so. That doesn't seem to be the move right now. I don't think trading Aaron Judge is the right call for the Yankees. No one, surprisingly, Fred, no one in Yankees land is calling for the trade of the captain. No one wants to let him go right now.
What, Jeter's back?
No, Aaron Judge is the captain of the team. He's the captain. I wish Jeter was back.
I mean,
he'd yell at these guys and make
Jeter's
them win.
Nickname.
No, it's not a nickname. He was named captain of the team. He was the captain of the Yankees. There have been several captains in the history of the Yankees. Jeter was a captain, and Aaron Judge is a captain now as well. He's my captain. Don't disparage the good name of Aaron Judge. You know how much I love Aaron Judge, Fred. Don't do this to me.
How many World Series has he brought you?
Not as many as Jeter. Not as many as Jeter, I'll tell you that much. And 0 is the answer. 0. Yeah. Hasn't even taken us to the World Series. So.
Not
But
good,
that all changes this year because he's got help with Juan Soto. So, Garrett Cole's going to come back a couple months. We'll be rolling. Still in first place in the AL East, Fred. Okay, so let's take it easy. 5-5 in the last 10. Still in first place. Runner on, 2 out, bottom of the 8th. Yanks down 3-1 to Oakland. They've taken 2 out of the 3 games they've played against Oakland so far, but this is a 4-game series, and if Oakland beats them tonight, it'd be a 2-2 series with Oakland, who's not a great team. So that's not a good look. So, hopefully the Yankees come back and win this one.
I used to have a nice Oakland A's jacket, man. Back in the 80s, that metallic shiny green, man, and I gave it away, man. Somebody was looking to buy that same jacket for $500.
Yeah.
Damn it, man. What a mistake. And I gave it away you like it, and I gave it away, man. Back on maybe about 10 years ago,
All right, guys. We will be back tomorrow night. I'll be back anyways with Johnny North talking professional wrestling. A lot going on in the world of pro wrestling. Like I mentioned, Backlash is coming up next weekend. We're going to start talking about that a little bit and everything else going on in AEW. Tony Khan viciously attacked by the Jungle Boy and the Young Bucks on Dynamite last night. It was quite something to see Tony Khan get attacked and become a character. Tony Khan's daddy came out to see if he was okay. It was bananas. And we'll talk about it tomorrow night on Wrestling Uncensored, right here on the Ringside Report Network.
Thanks for sticking with us to the end. We would really appreciate it if you could help us spread the word. Please share this episode on whichever social media platform you use. Add a comment below and consider reviewing us on Apple Podcasts. We are an audience-supported network, so consider becoming a recurring supporter at membership.ringsidereport.net. Check out our website at ringsidereport.net. Hope to see you again next time, and have a good night.